Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. And today we are out and about in the city of gold, joining BAIC South Africa. They've been quiet for quite some time now, but if you were at this year's Festival of Motoring, then you might have seen this. This is the new B30, a modern off-road, urban off-roader, and it's going to take on the likes of the recently launched Jetour T2, as well as the Toyota RAV4, and maybe even others like the Hyundai Tucson. So yeah, we have a bold looking car with off-roading capabilities somewhat, a luxurious, premium and modern interior, which is also spacious. And we do not know the pricing as yet when I'm recording this video, but I'm sure by the time I'm done editing, I'll add the pricing because they're going to announce it later on tonight. So yeah, with that said, let's take a quick walk around the new B30. So as per usual on the channel, you know we're going to be starting with the exterior design and styling. So starting up at the front end, we have a sculpted bonnet. This paint is matte paint. It's in gray. There are various other colors as well, 7 of them to be specific. And then we have a BAIC lettering logo there at the center of the bonnet. We have full LED headlights. These are C-shaped, and then we have daytime running lights running across the front grille. It's kind of giving a BYD shark, but it is what it is. The grill itself, there's 3 bars in there, and then we have a closed off section here. Plastic, but yeah. We do have an integrated front facing camera for your 360-degree view. LED fog lights. We do not have some tow hooks. It would have been nice to have tow hooks mounted into the front bumper, just to accentuate that this is a serious off-roader. We do not have any front plates yet, no plates, no crime, but yeah, that's basically the front end. So let's check out the profile. All right, so checking out the profile, this car measures 4.7 meters long, or just above that, which makes it slightly much more longer than the Jetour T2, which, by the way, is its arch rival. So a few other highlights: you do get contrasting mirror caps in gloss black. You do get prominent wheel arches with LED lighting over here, and they are functional. You do get a lovely set of 19-inch diamond cut alloy wheels. On its side step over here, opening the door, you do get a plastic side step, so you can hop in and out easily. Functional roof rails, gloss black door trimmings, and you do get your fuel filler cap. This is a hybrid derivative. There are other non-hybrid versions, but we'll delve into that a little bit later on, and I'll pop up the rest of the exterior dimensions for you guys. So with that said, a re lebelle ko morao. All right, so swinging over to the rear end, this is quite a clean design, I must say. It's a minimalist modern design, and I quite like it. I would have appreciated it if they had included a spare wheel into this tailgate so that it can once more accentuate that this is an off-roader. But yeah, it is what it is. But sadly, we do not even get a spare wheel at all, not even a space saver biscuit repair tire. But hey, it is what it is. As long as we get a tire packet, happy days. So yeah, this is quite a clean design. BAIC lettering at the center of the tailgate, an integrated camera once more for your 360-degree view, full LED vertical tail lights with LED turn signals and some gloss black trimmings as well as gunmetal gray trimmings on the lower bumper as well. Once more, you do get the B30E lettering on the lower end of the tailgate, just to remind you that you're driving the high performance version. Well, it's not really high performance, it just makes a lot of power, but I'll touch on that a little bit later on. And over here we do have a button to release this tailgate, electronically operated, of course, and then revealing a decent amount of boot space. Thanks, Kumbi. So yeah, this is quite a decent amount of boot space. Once you fold it down further, then you will get around 1,000, just above 1,400 liters of cargo area to play with. And thankfully, you can also plug in your phone or your devices over here if you are out and about. So, which is quite cool. And interestingly, we have this. This is a table, so you can unfold it, and yeah, unfold it, plug in the things that come with this table, and then you can place it down and enjoy the outdoors, you know what I mean? So that's a nifty little feature that you will get with the B30. So yeah, apart from that, let's hop over inside the interior of the B30 and see what we're getting. Hello and welcome to the interior of the BAIC B30. This is the key fob. This is what you'll be using to get into this lovely interior. Kind of looks like the one that you get from Mercedes-Benz. The design is quite similar, and with that said, it looks and feels great. Has a bit of heft to it, and yeah, quite a nice little key fob. So yeah, that's what you'll be using to get into this lovely interior. It looks premium, modern, and a bit minimalist. So a few highlights: you do get this lovely multifunction steering wheel with actual physical buttons and rotary dials for your media controls. 3-spoke with a flat bottom section and contrasting chrome and stitching as well. So just before it, you do have a 10.25-inch display which you can configure to your liking. That's the digital instrument cluster, by the way. So moving over to the centerpiece, you have a massive 14.6-inch touch display with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay connectivity. You can also connect wirelessly. And my complaints thus far after using it throughout the day is that it's quite dim. Wanted to increase the brightness, but I couldn't find a menu. I could only increase the brightness of the instrument cluster, but I couldn't increase the brightness of the actual touch display. But once I get on test, maybe I'll fiddle it with a bit more, and maybe I'll manage to increase the brightness. So with that said, the infotainment system, it's quite user friendly. The user experience is quite friendly, and that's it. The operating speeds are quite slow. You'll press an icon and then it will take a good 2 seconds before it reacts, and yeah, it's not very ideal. And the thing that I do not like the most is that there's no actual button for your climate control. All you have to do is fiddle with the screen, so it becomes a bit of a hassle, especially when you connect it to Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. You have to exit that menu, the Apple CarPlay, for example, and then find a way to that climate control, and then do whatever you have to do, then go back to Apple CarPlay. So doing all of that while you're driving, it's not the best. But with that said, yeah, the interior, the cockpit is quite lovely. There is a dominant use of quality materials, soft touch materials as well, quality plastics. There is some metal effects or trimmings on the center console, 2 cup holders, wireless charging. Couldn't find the USB. There's one USB-A over here. There should be 1 or 2 at the rear. You also have this massive panoramic sunroof. The seats are quite comfortable and supportive as well. There's a bit of contrasting stitching over here in orange, so that's a nice and lovely touch. Overall, it's a quite lovely interior to be in, and yeah, it's up there with the Jetour T2 and the like. So yeah, kudos to BAIC for making a really cool interior to be in, and it's also spacious. And as I've mentioned, you do get just above 1,400 liters when you fold down the rear seats. So yeah, quite a lovely interior. Shout out BAIC. Okay, so now it's time to hit the road with the BAIC B30. As I've mentioned before, this is the B30E, the range topping one, which comes with 301 kilowatts and 685 Newton meters of torque. Those are a lot of numbers, and a lot of people tend to think that, hey, those are massive numbers, it can take on the M2 and the likes. It won't. That's because it has an electric motor, and yeah, the electric motors just boost the power outputs, but it won't drive and feel like BMW M2, for example. So with that said, under the bonnet, you do have a 1.5-liter turbocharged petrol engine. On its own, I'll pop up the exact numbers that the engine develops on its own. So once you pair the electric motor, and then it will develop those crazy numbers. So when it comes to drivetrain, there is front-wheel drive, 3 model derivatives, front-wheel drive, and this range topping one is uses a all-wheel drive system. So yeah, I've been driving this car for a couple of hours now, and yeah, man, no complaints really. But one thing that stands out for me is, yeah, it's got pace, but you won't. So as I was saying before, my camera fell off. Yeah, this is quite a enjoyable drive. You'll enjoy driving it daily. And as I've said, this is the all-wheel drive version. The others are front-wheel drive. And yeah, the suspension is quite commendable. This has a dedicated 7-speed. No, I'm lying. It has a dedicated hybrid transmission. The others use a 7-speed DCT gearbox, and I haven't driven those. I'm only driving the range topping one today. So yeah, once you get it on test, I'll of course share a video with you guys. So yeah, the DHT tends to behave like a CVT gearbox, but yeah, it is quite smooth, and when you're just driving it normally, but when you try to accelerate harsh, that's when the little gremlins will pop up, that CVT similarities, for lack of a better word. So yeah, apart from that, one thing I also enjoy is the NVH levels in here, the noise, vibration, and harshness. Yeah, it's quite good. It's quite a serene cabin to be in. And speaking of serene, the sound system in here is also quite decent. Nothing wow. I've had better, of course, but yeah, it'll do for long trips. So yeah. So competitors, as I've mentioned before, it is the arch rival, the Jetour T2, which was also recently launched, and Toyota RAV4, the Hyundai Tucson, and a few other cars. And so yeah, the main one is the Jetour T2. So pricing, we do not know how much this car will cost, but it will be revealed later on in the evening, as I've said. So by the time I'm done editing this video, it should be up, and I'll pop it up for you guys right now. So yeah, that's the pricing. I don't know if it's more or less than the Jetour T2, or if it's cheap or affordable, or if it's expensive. So that's the pricing. You'll tell me what you guys think about it. So once I get this car on review, I'll take it off-road. Couldn't go off-roading today. So yeah, until I get it on test, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you have anything to say. So until next time, peace out.